0.4 minus 0, which is equal to 0.375. And now I need to unlock this one. So 10 to the power of 0.375 is then finally equal to 2.37. And now they say use those values to solve it when n is 6. But now I'm going back to my original equation there. So I'm going to say P is equal to, now A was 316, R is 2.37, N is to the power of 6, and my answer is 56,000. 56,000 for that one. Right, so now I want you to try number 2 first on your own. It says here, answer this question on a sheet of graph paper. This was before the syllabus changed. They will not ask you like this. We're just going to draw a small sketch there. But now first let's look at the table. Using the values, give it as log values. So all that I do now is to say log 1 and then you get 0. And then you press your calculator, log 2. They also say 2 decimal places, so I got 0.30. Log 3 is 0.48. Log 3.49 is 0.54. I just log those values. Log 1.98 is 0.3. And then they ask you construct the graph. So I'm just going to draw my axis. This is log y. Both axes are locked, so this one is log x. I just plot those points from this table now to draw this graph, and it will give you a graph looking like that. Here is your y-intercept, so this will be 0.96. So that's how I'm going to draw my graph there. Right, now they say, using the variables, and this is now the equation that we're working with, find A and B. Look that x is the base, so both axes are locked, because that's important when you get to the gradient later. So by taking logarithms, so there they tell us again, so we're going to say log y is equal to log AXB. What I do on the one side, I do on the other side. And then, because I multiply, I add, so it becomes log A plus B log x, which is then y is equal to mx plus c, indicating which one is which one. That is what you need now to continue. And now they say find the values of A and B. Again, look at the rounding, 1 decimal place. So now we use this. And I'm going to say now that log A is equal to C. Log A is equal to C. And what is my C? This is my C. So it is equal to 0.96. I have to unlock it. So it's 10 to the power of 0.96. And if you press your calculator there, I got that it is 9.1. So A is equal to 9.1 there. Now we have to get the gradient. You can use the table y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember the slope. It was a negative slope. So you'll have a negative gradient there. That is also important there. So we can say then now here that B is M. B is M. So B is going to be, and it's that negative gradient. I have negative 7 over 5, which is negative 1.4. Negative 1.4. Right, question 3. The variables x and y are related. Now, this time, this is my equation. X is now the index. which means that only one axis is locked. If you look here, this is ln y and this is x. Now they say by taking logarithms, show that it is ln y against x. Now remember logs, log base e is ln. So we're going to use ln now here, and I'm going to say then that ln y is equal to ln a b x. And then because I multiply, I add, so it becomes plus x ln b. Bring down the power, and because you multiply, you add. So now we can make the statement that y is equal to mx plus c. And there is my relation. You have the information that this is the y-intercept. So delta y over delta x, the gradient is then 2 over 1.25. And now they ask us to find a and b. So I'm going to start with this one again. So ln a is equal to c, and the value of c is then 2. So I need to unlock it. How do I unlock ln? I eat, so it's e to the power of 2. E to the power of 2. And that is then 7.4 because they said rounding it to 1 decimal place. And now the gradient, only one axis is locked, so I'll have to unlock it. So ln b, you can also see it here, this is x and x, so ln b is m. And what is this one's gradient? Look, it's a negative slope, so it's negative 2 over 1.25. And again, you'll have to unlock it, so it becomes e to that value that we'll have to find there. And my answer is 0.2. So b is equal to 0.2 on that one. Right, number 4. The variables x and y are related by the equation y is equal to 5e2x. So this is my equation that I have this time. And now express it in this form, so they want us to ln it. So we're going to say that ln y is equal to ln 5 plus ln e to x. And then ln y is equal to ln 5. Remember, because I multiply, I add, plus 2x ln e. Okay, so this is ln y is equal to mx plus c. Remember now, ln e is 1, because ln and e are opposite operations. So it is 1. So that's why ln y is then equal to 2x plus ln 5. Ln e is 1. We need to remember that. Ln e is equal to 1. So there you have the values of m and c. M is then 2, this is m, and this is c, ln 5. Then sketch the graph of ln y against x. So now look at this one. So let's first look at the axis. X is the index, which means only this axis will be lned. Okay? And where does it cut the y-axis? Here at ln 5, isn't it? Ln 5, that's where it will cut it there. The gradient is positive, so my graph is going to look like that. Drawing it with a positive graph. And then write the coordinates of the point of intersection. Now that is then obviously 0 ln 5. Or you can get a value for ln 5, and then it is 0, 1.61. Doesn't matter which one you give there. Then number C, find the value of y when x is negative 2. So now we're just going to substitute a negative there. You work with the original one. You substitute a -2 in there, and then I got 0.0916. Now look at the next one. Now x is, find x when y is 50. Just going to show you this one. So then 50 is equal to 5e to x. Now remember, we'll first have to get rid of this coefficient here, which is equal then to 10 is equal to e to the power of 2x. And now, how do I get rid of e? I ln it. So then I'm going to say that ln 10 is equal to 2x. And then we can get the value of x ln 10 divided by 2, which is 1.15. Right, question 5. When the input to an amplifier is increased, it is given by the formula. So this is the formula that we have there. When x is 700, find the value of y to two significant figures. So that means you're just going to substitute a 700 in there, and you press your calculator, and the answer is 28. Just press the calculator. Then number B, now the one has an input of 30 and the other one an input of 50. The amplifiers are connected. Find x1 and x2, the corresponding values. So now we're just going to equate it to 30. Now let me just show you there at number B. So 30 is equal to 10 log x. I don't need to write base 10 there. What's important is that you will divide with the 10 first. So 3 is equal to log of x. And now we can go actually back to what we said right in the beginning. Can you remember 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Log base 2 of 8 is 3. If you're stuck, go back to that. And this is what I'm going to do here. It was base 10. So what is 10 to the power of 3? It is then 1,000. So that one's answer is 1,000 there. And the same with the 50. If you put the 50 in there, then you have 5 zeros. 5 zeros there for that one. And then use your answers to part B1 to find the value of, now what you have to recognize here is that you actually have, because you multiply, you add. Because you multiply, you add there. So you can calculate it, or we can just use this, and the answer is then 80. The answer is 80. Right, grade 12, thank you. That's then for today.
Namibia is known for its beautiful wide open landscapes. However, these deserted spaces also pose numerous educational challenges in our country's rural areas. Because of this, many learners are denied access to proper teaching and learning. At EduVision, we believe that education is the starting point to a journey of endless possibilities.
Very soon, we are going to see e-learning. Soon and very soon, we are going.
The plan for EduVision was to identify areas in Namibia that did not have the proper learning resources, a working school or an education center.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, we are going to see e-learning. No more silence.
My name is Philip Smith. I'm the principal of Educate Academy in Otjiwarongo. The project EduVision, the e-learning program, started in 2017. With a project like this, obviously, telecommunication, internet connection is a major thing that need to be sorted out, a logistical challenge. And the fact that we chose Chunkwe Secondary School as the first school didn't make it easier for ourselves. It's very far from Otjiwarongo, it's far from Windhoek. So the internet connection was a big challenge first of all. So with the help of the telecommunications expert Paratus, they made this dream come true with internet connections via Windhoek, Otjiwarongo to Chunkwe and then back, the whole process. Like I said, it's interactive whiteboard, so the internet speed, capacity of the connectivity and so forth plays a major role. And so Paratus made this dream come true, and they were on board from the first moment. So very grateful for Paratus.
The project offers teaching assistance of a high standard in science to rural secondary schools within the learner's own community by means of e-learning. This entails the following: live transmissions of lessons from an equipped teacher in a different location to the students in rural areas, students using their own cell phone, tablet or computer to recall each lesson, and interactive lessons as well as the use of a smartboard as a teaching aid.
So if you look ahead at the next 3 years, we get information from the Ministry of Education. The future is very bright. So I think there's a lot of schools who can benefit from this program. Like I mentioned before, finances obviously plays a major role in a project like this. So we're very thankful for all the sponsors that are on board and still on board after almost 3 years of the project. So as long as people from the private sector can get involved, I think we can reach many schools in Namibia, because this project made a good start now. We've already seen some positive results, and we can just call on all the private sector corporate sponsors to come on board and join in this very, very positive project.
It is EduVision's goal to prepare and guide learners in order to make the modern world they are living in accessible to all.
My name is Magdalena Neoma. I'm 18 years old and I'm doing my first year at UNAM Commando campus, and I completed my grade 12 at Tsunkwe Senior Secondary School. I'm doing education, so I'm gonna teach at Tsunkwe Secondary School, because there I really need to go there and motivate the learners. EduVision helped me a lot. It assisted us in teaching for mathematics, physical science, and biology. And it also, we get to exchange learning from other schools like Educate, whereby they teach us, and that's the most thing that we benefited from. Studying without EduVision was so challenging. And when EduVision was introduced at our school, things become more easier. The time where EduVision was not introduced, we were so slow in learning. And when EduVision came, introduced at our school, my learning speed increases. Things were kind of boring, and when EduVision came, my mind changed the way I think. I'm really grateful for what EduVision gave us. Our class of 2019 was the first group to make it to perform very well at Sunque Senior Secondary School. So it should keep up the spirit. We need that. It should continue to support us.
EduVision aspires to ensure that equal opportunity is offered to every learner in rural areas to tap into his or her own potential while working in an environment which views disadvantages not as obstacles but as unique attributes that can be regarded as powerful assets when given the proper opportunity. At EduVision, we believe that dreams are the foundation of knowledge and hope always triumphs over experience.
No more problems. Everything is proper.
Hi, I am Kathleen Ohobes Isep. I'm a medical intern. Africa normally draws its strength from community. I am because you are. Now we're asking the community to break the chain of transmission and stay at home. Help us save lives.
This is my wife, Kathleen. By staying at home, you ensure that my wife comes home to me.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
Hang all the mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. We caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Praise the cards are here. My world is filled with cheer, and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes are shine the town they do. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. We caroling to the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me.
This is VM6, let's do this.
The fireside is blazing bright. We caroling to the night, and this Christmas will
jive with me. Jive with me. Come jive with me. Give her money, give her money, give her more bada, give her more bada. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Give her money, give her money, give her more bada, give her more bada. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Hatutala ikapake no kuna. Hatucheka ikapake no respect. Hatusaka fiyo takutoko. Valume nuna vakalo fika. Ukadona na vakale betu. Exemaniki, omega itota, omega itota, omega drink fast man. Jive with me, come jive with me. Give her money, give her money, give her more bada, give her more bada. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Give her money, give her money, give her more bada, give her more bada. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me. Sakolives, jive with me.
Check it out and slow down, check it out and slow down. I'm a girl with a big booty. She got it bum bum, ayy. She got it heavyweight, ayy. She got it bum bum, ayy. She got it heavyweight, ayy. Check it out and slow down. Exclusive. Get it on the beat, get it, boy.